see. Oh, oh.
Hello, my name is Maria Perez. I am from San Antonio, Texas. 34 years ago, I was a victim of human trafficking.
Hello, I'm Brian Shreve from Texas. As a previous probation and parole officer who supervised the most violent and repeated sex offenders in Florida and in Texas, human trafficking continues to this day as one of the most heinous crimes of modern day society.
I'm Kimberly Trapani, all-consuming film.
Right now, traffics are robbing a staggering 24.9 million people of their freedom and basic human dignity. That's roughly 3 times the population of New York City.
They can see. Oh, oh. They can feel. J. Green Money Talks.
They did call the police, but the police declined to file a report. They didn't do anything. They listened to the story and said, well, there's nothing we can do for you. Although she was 4, she's actually very petite for her age, so she could have passed for a 2-year-old, and that makes it even worse. As far as I'm concerned, they're trying to take a child that they think won't even put up a fight.
Went along with him, and the area was not appropriate for any good woman to be at. It was more of a men's bar. When I saw him opening the trunk, I didn't want to get off. I didn't want to leave from that area. I just wanted to stay stuck in my seat. And he says, get off the vehicle, and he shows me his gun. So I got off the vehicle, and I was very much wanted to run. You have no idea how much I wanted to run, but I couldn't run in those shoes. And I remember seeing a church on my left-hand side. And then in me, I was praying to God. It was a Catholic church. It was a Virgen de San Juan church. I remember that. I can see it from the area I was at. And that area, I will never forget. The church, the area I was at, that's when he put me in the trunk. Then he was driving me to the border.
Operate in a direction that is a little bit more logical.
And that's where the controlling, and that's where he was, no, and now I own you.
To say, and I'll say it again, America has to get better at fixing a broken system.
Mm-hmm.
In ways of direct communication with legislators and having human trafficking, child abuse, violence, child sex crimes, pedophilia, rape, domestic violence, a priority of the legislators. And until it happens to a member of the government, we can only create a sense of urgency for them by staying in their face.
Was kidnapped because she was taken by a stranger without permission and she was moved to a different part of the store. So that's the very definition of kidnapping. So she did successfully kidnap her. She just didn't get away with her.
If you tell anyone, I will hurt you and your family.
Potentially, she could have gone later on and maybe kidnapped other children, maybe have multiple children. We don't know because we let this one get away and didn't pursue like we should have.
We as women have to work together to make this world a little bit better.
That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. This nation will rise up.
Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me.
Giving me serenity to do with this life, like standing in a dark tunnel where is the light, like living in the bottom of a pit.
The bottom of the
It's
pit.
like living in the bottom of a pit.
The bottom of the pit.
I will never quit, I'll go the distance. Hard work pays off, you're on my witness. Like living in the bottom of a pit.
The bottom of the
It's
pit.
like living in the bottom of a pit.
The bottom of the pit. I'm at my wits' end, Lord. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need a God-sent ass, so bring me home to be with you. I swallowed all I could. I wanna see your precious face. This world is too much, Lord, so bring me to a better place. I tried to win the game, play it with a double ace. Instead I rolled snake eyes, which brought me to another phase. I was 18, living like a psycho kid. There's no way you're telling just what the street cycle did. What I did, I never lived quite the way I should have been. So Lord, please forgive me now for everything I ever did. Falsely accused of something that I never do. They got no clue about what I do to be with you.
Giving me serenity to do with this life, like standing in a dark tunnel where is the light, like living in the bottom of a pit.
The bottom of the
It's
pit.
like living in the bottom of a pit.
The bottom of the pit.
I will never quit, I'll go the distance. Hard work pays off, you're on my witness. Like living in the bottom of a pit.
The bottom of the
It's
pit.
like living in the bottom of a pit.
The bottom of the pit. When you're down, you gotta look to the one who made us. You can't fail, homie, he's the only one to save us. I said before that the world just can't contain us. Proving every day with kids' faces on milk containers. I try to cope with the loss of an old friend. We
I wasn't shocked by it, you know what I mean? I didn't take it as a joke, you know what I'm saying? Because it was done deliberately. So
If
that
you
was
want
one
me
of
to
the
cut
things.
to break, I can cut to break if you want to look for that, but we still want to discuss some more topics.
Yeah, so we could take a break a little bit, but let me finish some of the things that I had actually endured.
Okay.
So to show you the amount of evil involved.
Okay.
In San Pedro, there was an incident I would tell you about that I rescued a 90-year-old Caucasian man. It was his birthday. This was Christmas Day.
Wow.
And
That's awesome.
This was 2013 Christmas year. Okay. He had just got through refurbishing his, I want to say 1964 Plymouth, or it might have been a Mercury. It was the push button shift. Okay, Plymouth, very classic, by shift buttons. That's shift buttons on it.
Okay.
He had just gotten it all mint condition and everything. He had had a carburetor rebuilt on it. And what happened was he's going to drive it today. It's the day that he's going to bring it out. It's Christmas Day. It's his birthday also. And he's going to celebrate it by, treating himself and driving his classic, right? So he goes out to start it up. But the guy, when he rebuilt the carburetor, didn't put the clamp on the fuel line.
Oh, gosh.
And when he started, it backfired and blew the fuel line off.
Oh,
The
no.
fuel line ignited the car. So he jumps, the blowback makes you, it flinches automatically and cuts the roof of his head, knocks him down. I happened to be patrolling the area at the time, see the smoke coming from the garage area. The building sits on Patton and 25th in San Pedro right now. So if anyone ever in San Pedro or if somebody in California sees it, it sits on the corner. It's an apartment building, yellow. I forget the address, but it's there right now. You can go right there on Patton and 25th. The smoke is coming from the garage area. And I happen to be driving on Patton coming from Paseo del Mar. And I see the smoke. The lady and her young daughter, their balcony is right up over the top of the garage area where the smoke is coming from. I run down there, see him gaining consciousness from bumping his head. The car is smoking. It's not flaming yet. And so I said, "You all right?" He said, "Yeah, I'm okay." I said, "What happened?" He said, "I bumped my head. The car backfired. And, the flame appeared up underneath the car." I said, "The car is on fire. We got to go." So I picked him up. Kind of, me and him struggled up the garage
Wow,
driveway.
you saved him.
And I get him across the street. Had to evacuate the building, get the people from over the garage area. Make a long story short, the car exploded along with 4 other cars. And
wow. Unbelievable.
Websites. You look under their websites, right, for the Department of Justice or the Attorney Generals. Their job is to protect those of, and this is states in California, those who are living in the state of California and those who protect the citizens of California. Now, who are those who protect the citizens of California? This is a question. Law enforcement, right? Law enforcement protect the citizens of California, right? So now,
Officer Worthen's supposed to protect the citizens.
right. So now, how the hell you end up? How the hell you end up representing the United States Air Force, which is supposed to protect you, the citizens of the United States, against its citizens that is sworn to uphold and protect the citizens of California and the United States? How the hell is that? So that's what I mean by someone corrupting the process. And they thought, and here's what I know that they thought, right? That I wouldn't know that. They thought that I didn't know that. And I got all their names. I'm not gonna blast you out yet, but what I will say for Congress, before I say something that brings about a change to our society, you need to get all of this in Congress.
Not to cut you off, but trying to understand this a little bit for our audience. Officer Worthen, whose jurisdiction is it for you to bring to the government's attention that they violated your civil rights? Do you have to go to Biden? Do you have to go to Kamala Harris? Do you have to go to your fellow officers? What policies and procedures? Do you go to the USAGA? Do you go to the Department of Justice? What is the process? Or did you have to learn the process after you were violated? What is this process where you walk into an AG's office? Do they have power over you? You're a military. You're with the Department of Defense, for goodness sake.